Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. I am your host, Austin, and today we have the whole panel here with us. We got Anthony, Steve, Lisa, David, and myself. And today we are going to be discussing some of the games that we would love to see get a Nintendo Switch 2 edition for the release of Nintendo Switch 2. And we know that Nintendo has recently released a list of games that are getting upgrades. And so that includes games like ARMS, Captain Toad, New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet, Super Mario Odyssey, the couple Legend of Zelda games, Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom, and a few others. But we're not going to go into depth there. We just want to kind of talk about what our hopes are, what is our wish list as far as games that we would like to see get a Nintendo Switch 2 edition release. What would you guys like to see? Who wants to go first?
First, I want to go jump in real fast.
Yes.
And say it's good to see Echoes of Wisdom on this list of games that for sure are getting an upgrade, because
Agreed.
that was a fun game, but as everyone knows, it had some big performance problems.
Oh, yeah.
And even bigger than Mario and Luigi Brothership, which got worse reviews because of its performance. But Echoes of Wisdom, I thought, was even worse than that. So if that game can run smoothly, then hopefully more people can enjoy it, because it was good.
I agree. I think that was one complaint we all had, was
Yep.
the frame drops. So,
And I'm really curious, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the infamous games right there.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
What will we get from a Switch 2 edition of those? And can they be fixed?
I was going to ask, because I know there were a lot of bugs with those two games, but were they specific to, like, I don't know, gameplay or, like, frame drops? You know, that kind of...
No, my understanding is that it was just kind of everything was terrible.
Yes.
Visuals
Okay.
were awful.
Pop-ins happening all the time.
Pop-ins, I feel like, people make jokes about how poorly optimized games can be characterized by T-poses, but generally you don't see that on a Nintendo console, and yet I think Pokemon is the only exception.
Wow.
And
Okay.
you know what's funny about it too, is that Pokemon is not developed by Nintendo. It's published by them, but Nintendo gets the bad rap for it. But yeah, just to conclude, like, maybe they'll fix those. We'll see. That'll be very interesting.
We'll cross our fingers.
Yeah,
And that the list we quickly went through, those are all games getting free updates, right?
correct.
Yes.
Free updates.
So probably don't expect like big expansions or any expansions. It's all
Just
gonna
keep-
be like,
Yeah, just keep in mind that for those who are unfamiliar with what these upgrades are, this is different than Switch 2 editions or versions of those games that are going to be released. Similar to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom that are getting Switch 2 editions of that game. Does that make sense?
Cool.
yeah.
So I'll jump in with my hope. I think they need to do that for the Xenoblade franchise.
Yes!
That's what I was going to say too. I'm glad you brought it up.
I mean, those games ran remarkably well considering the limitations of the hardware that they released on. But heavens to Betsy, if you can imagine those games running in 4K.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, without any of those, those limitations, how much better will they look?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Even with a nice native 1080p with 60 FPS and no upscaling, that would be chef's kiss.
That's true.
I was gonna say, and we already know people did some like data mining or something and found Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition has like a hidden 60 frames per second.
Oh,
model.
right. That's true.
Oh.
So I think we can at least expect maybe some free updates to take advantage of the stronger hardware.
That would be
But
nice.
Anthony, what are you hoping for from a Switch 2 edition besides just it runs a little better, looks a little nicer?
I mean, hopefully, I'm hoping it's going to be more than just a little better, a little nicer, And again, it's not like I'm expecting. It's not that I'm dissatisfied with how it looks and performs now, but if you can get it looking a lot nicer and a lot prettier, then that's not something I'm going to say no to.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'd call it a dirty cop out on my part, but I take my favorite video game franchise and make it look prettier and run better. Sign me up. That's all I need.
Amen.
And I guess what I mean, and besides that though, obviously make it look a lot nicer and prettier and run even better. But a lot of the Switch 2 editions we know about are including expansions, right?
Well, I mean, I'll take an expansion, sure. I mean, I don't know what. Well, I mean, I can't get into spoiler territory here. The things that they would include in a story expansion probably would just do better in Xenoblade 4. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't say no.
yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, like I think of, Kirby and the Forgotten Land and the Star-Crossed World. Like that's a whole new Star-Crossed World expansion they're adding. And then I guess Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom are not getting true expansions. Now that I think about it, they're still
They
like
just look really nice. Yeah, and
Yeah,
really
nice.
nice. If I got that treatment for the Xenoblade franchise, that's would check all my boxes.
Oh yeah.
I'd love that.
Yes.
So yep, that's
right.
that's mine.
So I have Animal Crossing New Horizons. The reason why is because holy crap, this game has such long loading times.
Yes.
It's insane. Even after you load the game and get into your world, like going into buildings, going outside of buildings, you're stuck behind the load screen. And man, when you're trying to play multiplayer, same thing. It takes forever to connect for multiplayer. I think if they just cut out all those loading times, and yeah, like Anthony said, maybe even give it like a 60 frames per second all the time, nice and stable. It's at 30 right now. I'd take 60 over 30. That'd be awesome. But they don't have to do much to it. Just cut down load times, give me 60 frames a second, and that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I will say, like that initial loading screen, it like I'm ready to not play the game anymore before it's
Same.
done.
Same, and I'm a huge fan of the series. That's exactly what it is. Like, I want to play some Animal Crossing. And then I open up the screen, I start loading it into my island, and I'm like, oh, never mind. By the time I'm in, I'm like, okay, never mind, I'm done. Maybe I won't do as much as I initially thought I would.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that was on my list. Like, even though I haven't played it in a long time, some of my family have, and if the Switch 2 can cut down those load times, then that'll be beautiful. So,
I mean, I'm not an Animal Crossing fan, but I will say this: they're missing a major low-hanging fruit if they don't also make it so that if there is a Switch 2 edition, that you can have more than one island stored on a console.
Oh my word! I don't know if Nintendo will ever do that, but that'd be so nice.
It's the lowest hanging fruit I can think of.
Oh,
if you're gonna make a game that is not just single player, but literally the person who gets the file is the only person who can ever have it. I mean, honestly, that's one of the biggest holdbacks for me. So
yeah.
Can you not load up the game on different accounts?
you can, but it's your island.
it's the same island.
It's the same island. Yeah.
So if you got Animal Crossing on your Switch,
Yeah.
and your wife decided that she wanted to have her own island, it wouldn't be possible unless she deleted
No way.
yours.
It just shares the save data across accounts. That's nutty. Wow.
And
Or
when the game released,
they have to have their own Nintendo Switch, which is one of the reasons why I kept my old one when I bought my old one, was so that Rachel could have her own island and I could have my own island, and we could visit each other's islands.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so you're saying Nintendo would have to give up some money in order to?
Right, which is why I don't.
That ain't gonna happen.
I'm talking to you guys, I'll hear you.
So
Anyway,
yeah, I have to say when the game first released, I did get into it more than I expected, and I was having fun making my own island. But I shared it, right, and then as soon as I unlocked terraforming, and my kids were like using it,
oh, I'm sure.
using
Yeah.
the terraforming literally, I was like, well, my vision for the island is gone. Have fun.
That would definitely turn me off for the game for sure.
Oh, but yeah. So Anthony, that's a good point. That'd be a great Switch 2 edition to
For
add
sure.
some more islands to a single console. And you know what would also be great is game share with Animal Crossing. The new game share feature where you can even send certain games to an original Switch from the Switch 2. I don't know how that works, but they're saying Split Fiction will take advantage of that. Like somebody can you can be playing it on Switch 2, and the other person you could share it to them on the original Switch and play with them.
That'd be cool.
So that'd be a big benefit for Animal Crossing, I think.
Oh, for sure. That'd be awesome.
You know what? I'm gonna jump in. I want Metroid Dread to get Switch
That's
2.
what I wanted to say too, David. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because and that's another one where like cutting down the load times would be a big benefit. Like the like traveling cutscenes were cool, but they were so long.
They were so cool, but yeah, they were long.
So like, yes, Lisa.
I don't know if cutting down on the load times would be enough of a difference to convince me to, buy it over again.
Well,
buy it
What about the 4K?
over again. I don't care about 4K, Steven. My TV is garbage.
I care about 4K.
Good for you, Steven.
Well, that's fair, Lisa. If they were only going to cut load times, I hope that's at least like a free update, because I really like Metroid Dread, and that would be a good excuse for me to play it again. But I would be happy for additional content too of some kind.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
That would be an easy sell for me.
Like, remember back when they did do a few updates, and there was some rumors like, look at the map, there's a big empty spot here where there might have been a whole new area,
That'd be awesome.
A whole new area, a whole new boss.
That'd be sweet.
That would be an easy win for me in my personal list. And, Metroid Prime Remastered would be another fun one. It already looks amazing on the original Switch, but maybe they could do a Switch 2 edition that brings it up to the level of Metroid Prime 4 or something like that.
Yes!
That'd be cool.
Yes! Give Samus the treatment, man.
Be just in time for my Metroid playthrough.
Oh,
The entire series.
Oh, let's go, Austin. Let's go.
wait, is this your first time playing most of the series?
Most all of the games, yep.
Haven't you only done the Prime games?
Yeah, I've dabbled in the 2 Prime games on GameCube, and I did complete Metroid Prime 3 Corruption on the Wii. That's it.
Well, those are good ones. I think you're in for some fun games.
So stay tuned, everybody that's interested in watching me struggle bust through that. Before getting to Dread, I've got to go back and play all the old school Metroid games. Well, since you mentioned free upgrades, I'll go ahead and jump in there. I think it would be really cool to get free upgrade edition or upgrades for Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Yes.
And because that's one that I have yet to play, but if they did an upgrade for that, I would be that much more enticed to get it, or at least share it with somebody that may own it in my family group, because I know my brother-in-law has it and my sister have it. The other one was Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I think it'd be cool to get that in 60 FPS since everyone's been wanting it. Not that would make a huge difference, and again, if it's a free upgrade, great. I don't think it warrants having a Switch 2 edition, but
but that was one of the things where people were like, "Well, I'm not going to buy it. The original game was 60 frames per
right."
second."
But this would hopefully push them past that edge where they can finally say, "Okay, now it's 60 FPS. I guess I'll get it."
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
And I wanted to jump in. I'm on board with the Mario and Luigi Brothership getting an update. I actually got that one for Christmas, but then I didn't get around to playing it right away. And then we learned about Switch 2. I was like, okay. One of the big complaints was the performance for that game.
Yep.
So I'm gonna hold off. I'll play it on Switch 2 and hope that that's all sorted out. More than that, I would hope they could fix most of the complaints people had with it, because it sounds like it has best in the series combat. But the complaints were things like story pacing and dialogue, a lot of padding and stuff. I feel like those are all things that could be adjusted. And maybe with the Switch 2 edition, there's some hope for that. They could do obviously the better performance, maybe some quality of life improvements, and fix the story pacing. Make dialogue easier to skip through or something. But what are your thoughts, Anthony? As someone that's the only one here that's played it.
I'd be curious to see what they do with it. I have to admit that I've kind of cooled on that game a bit since my original hype. I still think that it's a fun game and worth playing. Its biggest problem really is the pacing. The game overstays its welcome by a couple thousand miles.
No.
I couldn't believe how many times I'm like, oh, looks like we're hitting the climax. Oh, just kidding. That wasn't really the problem. Here's the new one. And oh, but let's also go attend a wedding and give people mushrooms. And but those are things you have to do before you can get to the next part of the story. Like,
Do you think that's something they could fix? Like if they did a big Switch 2 edition update, is that something they would be willing to adjust?
It's a lot harder when you're dealing with story-related content, even if it's padding. I mean, one can hope. And again, like the combat really is incredible. The only thing that I would say that maybe I've cooled on with that too is just, and this is tied into the pacing, like there's so much padding to the story, and yet they don't give you. It's like playing a Metroidvania, but you've gotten all of your special abilities before the first half of the game, and you don't get any more for the back half.
Oh wow!
I don't know why they felt the need to make it so long, and I don't know. I haven't beaten it yet because I have to keep taking breaks because I'm like, oh my gosh, another Deus Ex Machina with this stupid plot. Oh my, okay, I'm gonna play another game for a while. It's way too long. It honestly, if they had cut the game in half and spaced out the abilities better and gave you more interesting combat related abilities, then I think it would have been just fine.
Jumping into just another game here. The true benchmark will be if Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity can...
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, yeah.
That's true.
Make the game playable and then...
Yes.
Yeah, that was one where I played through it with my wife. We had fun with it still, but yes, it was like you had to just turn off your eyes sometimes, and because the performance was just unwatchable sometimes. So
it was almost a PowerPoint slideshow sometimes, and that's not very that's almost not an exaggeration.
But now we have Age of Imprisonment. We have Age of Imprisonment coming, and maybe they'll do it right this time.
Yes. Do not false advertise to me.
We don't need the story to have a fake happy ending. Give us the story that we actually wanted in the first place.
Yes, that too. Amen. I have another game in mind. I want to see Astral Chain get some love.
You made Anthony excited.
I think it would be a really good game that could really benefit from it, and it would make it instantly replayable for me. I could totally go back and play 60 frames per second, 4K, maybe even more, who knows. But yeah, those visuals are already amazing. If it could just improve the frame rate and give me some higher quality visuals, oh my gosh, that game would be sick.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd be all over that. And while you're at it, Nintendo, would you mind making the sequel, please?
That too.
Hey, that could be a Switch 2 edition game. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
That was an excellent suggestion, Stephen. You win the good prize.
Thank you, sir. I have more, I think. Hold on. I have another one, but yeah, go ahead, David.
No,
I just want to say in general, I hope that every game that is currently third party or indie game that's on the current Switch will run great on Switch 2. One example I've been wanting to play is Nine Souls. Great indie game that several people in our Discord have recommended highly. But they said don't play it on Switch. It has performance problems and stuff. So
wow.
I've kind of been waiting. Like, I want to give it a chance on Switch 2 if that happens. And I don't know if these developers will have to intentionally do an update, or if just the more powerful hardware will naturally allow these games to just run good.
Yes.
But so that's my hope. Games like I want to be able to play something like Nine Souls and not have to worry about performance at all. So that's my Switch 2 edition hope. Any indie game that you can play on Steam, I want it to be good on Switch 2.
Yes, amen to that. Absolutely. Okay, so I have two more. So the first one, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Ah,
That'd be
I
good.
think that would also be a really good one that could benefit from, Switch 2 edition. Fantastic game, great visuals. It's probably my favorite Luigi's Mansion game. I'd love to see it get some extra love on Nintendo Switch 2. And then the last one I had was Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh, that wasn't the one I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say Pokemon Legends Arceus.
I mean, that game
No.
definitely needs it.
It does need it. It does need it, but I guess that's true. Yes, I'm gonna throw that out there as well. That does need it too. But Super Smash Bros. Ultimate would be awesome if it got some Switch 2 upgrades. I don't know if they're gonna make another one or if they're just gonna bring over Ultimate and give it some extra oomph and give us Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in 4K or whatnot. But
well, there you go. And you know what else? It would be a good opportunity for a Switch 2 edition would be to bring back something like Subspace Emissary.
Ooh, yes.
That was something where I had a coworker who was a big Smash Bros. Fan. He loved Smash Bros. Melee, and he was super hyped for Ultimate. But then his hype kind of like dwindled away when he saw that the only difference was just more characters and they didn't have any like big Subspace Emissary type single player campaign. So
Yeah.
I feel like when Ultimate was getting updates, a lot of people were wishing for something like that. So here's an opportunity. You know, Sakurai is probably not making another one anytime soon, since he's semi-retired, and his focus is going to be on Air Riders 2.
Yes.
So making an update to the existing game might be the best option.
Yeah, thanks again. Don't forget to hit subscribe and drop a like and ring that notification bell. Stay awesome, and until next time.
Keep it nerdy.
Keep it nerdy.